and welcome to Season 5, Episode 9 of Non-League to Legend. I'm Kev, and coming up on today's episode we have 2 live comms, the final 2 games of the season. Fingers crossed there's a chance it might be the final episode of the season. In a good way, not in a bad way. I think we're safe in the playoffs now. Let's talk you through the last month. The first game was at home to Bolton, but let's have a look at how the month has turned out, and it's been an interesting one. It started off with that win in the last episode against Grimsby, where we played really, really well. We then went away to MK Dons. We beat them 1-0 thanks to a Jack Stacey goal. Jonathan Abika got injured, which is a bit of a shame because in recent weeks and months he has emerged as sort of the first choice option on that left wing that we've had over the course of the season. We've had Lee Novak out there, we've had Paul Taylor out there. Abika's definitely been the man for the last probably 2 or 3 months. So it's a shame to lose him. He's been a bit of a goal threat, playing very well out there, but he's done for the season now. We only drew 1-1 with Morecambe at home, which, when I show you the league table in a minute, that could end up being crucial because we controlled that match. Morecambe never really looked like getting back into it. We switched to our counter-attacking system and then they equalised in the 86th minute and we just couldn't go back and grab a winner. And all the more frustrating when you look at the league table in a moment and you realise what a difference those extra 2 points could have made if we'd have just held on for 4 more minutes against Morecambe. We then went away to Blackpool, 1-3-1, very comfortable victory, and that was a very important victory as well because at the time we were 6th and Blackpool were 8th in the league. So that, more than any result of this run, has probably been the one that's just about confirmed our playoff place at the very least. And that's the league table as it is with 2 games to go. As you can see, Hartlepool and Northampton, who are the top 2 teams who had been running away with it, have basically lost every match in that little run, or most of them anyway. Neither of them have won in their last 4 games. Northampton haven't won for something like 8 games. There was a news message report that came through. So although we're down in 5th place on 71 points, we're only 4 points behind Hartlepool, who are top of the league. We're only 2 points behind Northampton, who are second. So if we had have held on against Morecambe, we would be in an automatic promotion spot now. We're 6 points clear of Blackpool in 8th place, so unless something absolutely disastrous happens, because we have a much better goal difference than them as well, we're pretty much secure in the playoffs. But, you never know, we win these 2 games, it's not unrealistic that we could get automatic promotion yet, especially if Hartlepool and Northampton carry on as they are. There could be, the 2 of them could end up falling out of the automatic promotion places, and ourselves, Notts County, Doncaster, Luton, all in incredibly good form. So it's almost looking like it's going to be 3 from us 4, and it's almost as if I'm expecting Hartlepool and Northampton to drop out of it and get stuck in League 2 for another year. But we shall see, I guess. Let's get into the first live comm. Right, so this one is against Bolton. We're at home to Bolton. Bolton have had a horrific season. They're down in about 18th, 19th place in the league. Kind of glad I didn't go there now. In serious financial trouble. We need to win today to have any chance of automatic promotion. And really, we need to be winning to, even if we don't manage to scrape into automatic promotion, we need to win these 2 games just for confidence and morale going into the playoffs. We found last year, if you stumble into the playoffs and you're not really playing well when you get there, the playoffs are not worth being in. So we need to win these 2 games no matter what if we're going to have any chance of getting promoted by either route. So this is the team that we're playing. As you can see, finally our tactical familiarity, you know what I'm trying to say. I don't know why I can't say that. Is finally showing us fluid for the 4-2-3-1 that we've been using for most of the season. Now, it's the first time in Non-League to Legend that I've had a fluid system. Unusually, it's also the best form we've been in. Who'd have thought? Perhaps I should have stuck with the same tactic for all that time I've been messing around with it. So it's a very familiar looking side. We've got Connor Ripley in goal, a back 4 of Cameron Gale, George Ray, Remy Street, Ben Tilney, very much our first choice back 5, and our first choice midfield in Marlon Pack and Owen Garvin. Johnson Clark Harris, first choice striker up front, and then as the 3 behind him, we've got Jack Stacey, Daniel Trickett-Smith, and today we're going for Paul Taylor because Abika is injured, Novak's kind of injured. Luckily, we've got quite a lot of options for wide attacking players, so quite happy to have Paul Taylor draft himself in and play out on the left. Let's get into this match. I'm feeling a little bit nervous. The nerves will go away if we don't win this match, because if we don't win this, I'm pretty much going to acknowledge that we're not getting promoted by either route. But, if we win this, the next match is going to be nervy, especially if Hartlepool and Northampton continue to mess up. I've got the league table on the screen there so we can see what's going on. Because everything's so tight in that top 6, At various points in the last few games, we've been anywhere from second down to about seventh throughout the matches. It has been bizarre, and we're in such a good run of form, and we're not climbing the league because the teams around us are in excellent form as well. It's those top two who are really struggling, but it looks like Hartlepool have gone ahead in their game. That will seal the title for them if they win. Yes, they've been in awful form, but they were so far clear going into this last run of games that they really just need a win out of these last couple of games to guarantee themselves promotion. They could probably still finish top with a couple of draws, really. They were that far ahead, but it's making for an exciting time. The fact that they're sort of in that poor form and dropped back with us chasing pack. Garvin with a great ball to Paul Taylor. Can he get the cross in? He does. And Jack Stacey has his shot cleared off the line. I mean, that was a prototype Exeter goal for this season. That's how we score our goals. Ball forward from one of our fullbacks to the opposing winger. Swings it in for the inside forward on the other side to pop in and score a goal. It just didn't work for us that time. But that's where Jack Stacey has scored so many of his goals from. And Jonathan Abika was doing it as well when he was in the side, which is why we're missing him so much today. Right, it looks like Notts County are ahead in their game as well, so they've moved up to second, Northampton down to third. We've gone up to fourth because Doncaster must be losing. It's all so tight. It's rare that you get such a tight top of the league running into the last couple of games like this, where any one of like 5 or 6 teams could still win the league. It's mad. Imagine the Premier League being like this. Oh, that was a great interception from Ben Tilney. Can Clark Harris chase him down? He can't. But I like that from Tilney. Come on, lads, we need to get a goal here. A goal at the moment moves us up into an automatic promotion spot because Northampton appear to be losing again. So a goal would put us to 74 points and into third place. And that would be a really nice position to be in going into the final game of the season, knowing that it's in our hands and we just have to win to go up. That'd be mad after this season. Come on, Exeter. We need a goal now. I'm really trying to control myself and not just start fiddling with the tactic. Oh, it's 0-0 after an hour. We need to do something. No. Staying with the tactic is what's got us this far. If they're good enough, they'll get a goal in the next half an hour. That's got to be the way we do things. Stacey just manages to intercept but can't burst through. That was a real shame. But Clark Harris now have a chance. And Stacey now and Taylor, and we're 1-0 up. And that moves us up to... God, Northampton have scored, but Notts County have had an equaliser against them by the looks of it. So we're up into third place anyway. Half an hour to go. This is all too close to call. It's ridiculous. The bookmakers must be having fun with all this. That's a scrappy goal, but Taylor comes in. He's not been a first choice player for a little while now, but comes in and has not let us down with that finish. I'm going to be switching to the counter-attacking version of this system very, very soon, just to try and make sure we don't throw it all away. So, in fact, let's do that right now. Right, Johnson Clark Harris is not having a good game, so we're going to bring Denzel Boadu on to go up front. Actually, no, we're not. We're going to stick Daniel Trickett-Smith up front, and we're going to bring Jack Rolls on. Because I like Trickett-Smith as a false 9, and Jack Rolls is an excellent central midfield player. Owen Garvin is also... Owen Garvin... I would want to bring Rolls on for him as well. Let's bring Sam Foley on for Owen Garvin, just for a little bit of experience. I'm tempted to actually do that, just because Rolls is a bit more comfortable playing as a holding midfielder. And Foley is still effective in central midfield, so let's do that. So Trickett-Smith up front, but very much dropping deep, and any goal threat we've got should come from Stacey and Taylor. That's the way this system's supposed to work anyway. We are still in third place at the moment, but Northampton and Notts County are dancing around us. I imagine they'll both end up winning and we'll be down to fourth anyway, even if we don't concede. Right, Trickett-Smith isn't playing phenomenally well, so let's bring Boadu on, or Boadu. Let me know in the comments how you say that guy's name. Right, 10 minutes to go. Oh, this is nervy. Come on, Exeter. I can't even remember who we're playing on the last game of the season. I'm the worst football manager in the world. If we concede here, that would be absolutely hideous. Oh, and we're going to. Oh, this is horrible. Right. Oh, come on. We just need to get the ball clear. Oh, that is absolutely disgusting. That is the 91st minute of the match. and it's 1-1, and suddenly it's all out of our hands again. Oh, that's just horrible. That's going to leave us with everything to do on the last game of the season. We're going to be relying on other teams and missing out on automatic promotion on the last day of the season. I mean, that's not going to do confidence any good at all going into the playoffs. Agreed, that was not good enough. We should have been beating Bolton. They are a terrible side. Oh, dear. That and the moment against Morecambe, that's 2 late goals. It's been a problem for a little while. I've talked about it before, but those 2 late goals could end up costing us promotion. And for 2 little moments like that, so late in games, to be so significant is just absolutely vomit-inducing. Right, so this is the situation. We've got one more game. Who's the game against? Let's have a look. We're playing Carlisle away from home. So Carlisle, they're not a bad side. They're certainly better than Bolton. So it's going to be interesting. But we're 1 point behind Northampton. We're 3 points behind Notts County, but with a better goal difference. So if they lose, we win. We can go above Notts County. If we have a better score than Northampton, actually no, if we draw and they lose, they still go up. So basically, we need to win and Northampton either draw. We need to win and Northampton not win, or we need to win and Notts County lose. As long as we win, we don't have to worry about any of the teams behind us because we've got a better goal difference than any of them. But, I mean, there's a scenario where we could still finish as low as 7th. So we're going into the last game of the season. We could finish anywhere between 2nd and 7th. This has been a ridiculous season. Let's fast forward to the next match. Right, so we're back. We're away to Carlisle. It's the last day of the season. We need a win to have any chance of going up. We're going for an unchanged side. Lee Novak is fit again, but not match fit, so he sits on the bench. Other than that, no change at all from the game against Bolton, which we didn't do great in. But I hope we do well. There's been about 18 press conferences over the course of that week running up to this game as well. It's only been a couple of seconds for you. That's taken 20 minutes to get through in real life. I'm sat here. My heart's racing. It's ridiculous. I shouldn't be getting this worked up about a video game, especially one where I don't have any direct control over the outcome. But come on, Exeter. We just need a win today. And as a Peterborough United fan in real life, it would be amazing if we managed to pip Northampton to automatic promotion. There'd be something extra sweet about that. Of course, the football manager gods have probably got something else in mind, because I've been offered the Carlisle job twice in the last year and have sort of snorted and turned it down both times, and here they are, final day of the season, in a position to ruin our fun. So, it's probably going to go that way rather than the sweeter option for me of beating Northampton to automatic promotion. Come on, we need to get an early goal would calm the nerves a little bit. Not an early goal for Carlisle. I don't know if football manager has misheard me there. Oh, that's it. Oh, it's all over. I hate the playoffs. We're not going to do well in the playoffs. Oh, Northampton are not doing very well either. Oh, come on, we need to get back into this. It's just 1 goal. We've come back from worse before. I can't believe we're going to bottle it. Does it count as bottling it? We've not been in an automatic promotion spot at any point this season. Up until Christmas, we were barely in the top half of the table. I don't suppose it does count as bottling it when we don't keep an incredible run of form going all the way until the final day. But when you're so tantalisingly close and you can see that it's possible, there you go, we're down to 6th now. What a ridiculous league this is. And in fact, if things stay as they are with Northampton and Notts County both winning, it doesn't matter what we do. The highest we can finish is 4th. So it's completely out of our hands now. We're not playing well. We've only had 1 shot. It wasn't on target. Now we've got to do the playoffs. I don't want to do the playoffs. Right, what can I do? What have I got? I've got Lee Novak on the bench. He's the only option, really. I had a news item come through in between the 2 games saying how we've used fewer players than anyone else in League 2. We've only used 23 players all season, which is unheard of for me, really. So we have had quite a settled team, but what it means is when you get to this stage, we don't have much to bring on and be a game changer. Lee Novak, maybe, but he's not fit. Boadu hasn't done it for us at all yet. He's been here nearly a year. And Sam Foley and Jack Rolls aren't really attacking players. They can come on and control a midfield if we're winning. as I showed in the last game against Bolton. But I wouldn't bring him on to try and grab a win from somewhere and get back into a game. I think we're just going to have to give it 10, 15 minutes, bring Lee Novak on and hope he's got magic in his boots today. Come on, lads. Stop tapping it around at the back. Let's get the ball forward. Let's get a goal. Right, Clark Harris has it here. He finds Taylor, who loses the ball. Remy Street's not messing around, though. He hoofs it up to Jack Stacey. But Carlisle are just knocking it around us. We look like a beaten side at the moment. We can't keep hold of the ball. They're just passing it around us. How are they doing this well? This is a team who've offered me a job twice because they've been so rubbish. They got relegated last year. They were in the relegation zone when the next manager got sacked. I guess the fact that they're up to 9th means they're probably in better form than anybody. So it's probably the last team that we wanted to be playing on the last day of the season. But still, come on, give us a bit of fun, Football Manager. Let's at least have an equaliser so that it's a bit nail-biting going into the last half hour. Because if we're losing, there's no chance. Notts County have conceded a goal, so now we could potentially... Could we catch them? Trickett Smith pulls one back. We can't... Can we catch them? No, hang on. Yeah, I can't remember the difference on goals. The goal difference. That's what it's called. I'm losing my mind. So Trickett Smith pulls one back. Yes, of course he was onside. You numbskulls with your arms up in the air. Right, we need another goal. If we go into the lead, I can't remember who has the better goal difference out of us in Notts County. So I guess we'll see if it happens. So Taylor with the free kick. We've half scored Marlon Pack with a very rare goal. And that does put us up to third place. So we're on a better goal difference than Notts County. And all of a sudden, everything has changed in the space of a couple of minutes. Marlon Pack does not do that very often at all. But that was a beautiful free kick from Paul Taylor. The plan to bring Novak on has been put on the back burner. We just need to hold on to this. Do I go counter-attacking now? Half an hour to go seems like a long time to try and soak up pressure. Clark Harris doesn't find Tilney. Come on, lads. Another goal will calm me down a little bit. Owen Garvin's got the ball in the middle. Finds Remy Street, who finds Paul Taylor. He's got magic in him, but he doesn't come out very often. Now he's getting on a bit. Alright, I need to do something. I can't just sit here with my eyes shut waiting for the match to end like I want to. The thing is, anything could happen in the Notts County game and we could score 5 more goals and still not go up. It's a horrible situation to be in. And we are prone to conceding late goals lately as well. So there's always the thing of, we're only 1 goal up. We've got our late goal to concede yet, remember. Right, what else can I do? I think I'm just mixing things up front. Neither of the 2 lone players have played particularly well. So we'll stick Boadu up front. Lee Novak can go out on the right. And we've gone to the counter system as well, if you didn't notice me pressing that button. And then we just need to hope that we've got enough about us to not concede a goal. We're still third at the moment, but there's 2 teams behind us on 75 points now. I wonder how close they are to us on goal difference. Can I just leave this paused now? I don't really want to do anymore. I'm bringing Jack Rolls on throwing Garvin. Every time I bring him on, Jack Rolls is getting a little bit better at playing as a holding midfield player. It's not really the game to bring someone on to train them up, but Garvin's not natural there either. Oh, Boadu misses out on the ball there. I know I'm saying his name wrong, but I don't know how to say it right. Right, Novak to Gale. I'm going to start going silent in a minute, so if I stop talking, it could be that I'm having a heart attack from the pressure of this. It's reminding me of the last game of season 2, when we were with Boston. It's almost the reverse of that, where if you haven't seen it, we were the only time we were in the relegation zone was for the last 30 minutes or so of that season, and here we are, the last 30 minutes of this season in a promotion position for the first time. Can we hold on and just get rid of those horrible demons from season 2? Oh, this is more painful than that was. It feels like there's more at stake even though there's less. Come on, let's just get the ball at the other end of the pitch. Lee Novak's got it, finds Boadu, who loses out, but it goes back to Novak. Just get a goal here, lads. Get it into the middle. He finds Boadu. It's 3-1. Fantastic. That is going to calm me down a little bit. He has finally scored a goal for us. What an important one as well. That was well played from Lee Novak. We have a good bunch of attacking players at the club now. We should be in League Two. The thing is, though, if things don't go our way at Notts County and we don't get promoted from this position, it's going to be soul destroying. It's the 90th minute and we're still in third place. If it goes wrong now, I'm going to be devastated. This episode will never see the light of day because I'll just snap my laptop in two. Right, come on. Just hold. All I want is picture-in-picture of the Notts County game. In fact, I was going to put it on the screen, but that's done. Right. Now we wait. I've got my eyes shut. You're going to know before me whether or not we got promoted. I'm sort of peeking through my fingers a little bit so I can see when the screen ticks over. It's the longest loading screen in the world by the looks of it. All I can see through the gaps in my fingers. Right, I can see it's right. I'm slowly moving my. Well, that's the league table. I need the league table. Right. So look. Oh, we got promoted. That's fantastic. What happened at Notts County? How did they throw it all away? Where are they? Notts County. Oh, York did it for me. Ryan Lloyd. What a hero. The man who I had on the transfer list throughout my whole season at York, because I didn't think he would ever make it. In his first season in the Football League, effectively scores the goal to get us promoted into League One. I might try and sign him now. Let's put him on the shortlist. We want Ryan Lloyd. We're now playing an assistant that would work for him. Let's add him to the shortlist. Let's scout him as well. Let's see if he's got what it takes to do League One. And that is fantastic. If you look at our season, look, we did just touch on third place back in December. But other than that, that's the kind of trajectory that induces heart problems. That is fantastic. Right, let's very quickly have a look through the squad, review the season, all that stuff as well, so that I can get straight into our first season in League One tomorrow. Or, of course, our first season in a new job, because I still haven't been offered a new contract. Which surely they've got to now we've been promoted. So let's switch this round to selection so we can have a look at who the better players have been. And the first things you'll see looking at this is how much better as a whole the whole team have been from last season. Much, much higher average ratings. We're going to ignore Chris Atkinson because he only played one game. I think it was in the Cup as well. Yeah, he played quite well, but he's been on the transfer list all year. He's destined to score the goal that gets me promoted next season, probably. Player of the season, obviously, it was always going to be Daniel Trickett-Smith. What a find he was. He came in on a free transfer from Luton, where he'd played last season and been completely unspectacular. He'd done okay at Accrington a few years before on loan from Liverpool. But there was nothing about his previous season to suggest he was going to go on to be the player that he did. But he scored 5 goals, 9 assists, 5 man of the matches, an average rating of 7.33. He's only going to get better as well. He's already a good League One attacking midfielder. What a player Daniel Trickett-Smith is. Very impressed to have him at the club. And he's the reason Denzel Boadu hasn't been getting in the side, because he actually was the player I brought in to play in that position with Trickett-Smith as his backup. But Trickett-Smith just got his chance early on and never gave up his spot in the team. Jack Stacey has got to go down as one of my best ever signings, certainly my best ever loan signing, surely. Came in on loan when we were really struggling and we really needed a player to come in and score some goals. And yes, it says 12 goals in 37 appearances, but at one point I think he had 10 goals in 10 games when he first signed, and it was at a time when we just had nothing else. We really needed him to come in and do that, and that's exactly what he did. He's got 10 assists as well, fantastic average rating. I would love to bring him to the club permanently, but I think it's Reading who he's at, and they've got no interest in selling him. I'll try again over the summer, definitely. Cameron Gale, as usual, had a very good season at right back, 7.28 on his average rating, and Ben Tilney at left back. Everyone laughed when I spent so much money on 2 fullbacks as my first signings at Exeter, but they have been pretty much ever present throughout the 2 seasons I've been at the club. They've been incredibly important. They're excellent players, and everything else gets built around those 2 because their overlapping runs are so important. Owen Garvin was a great signing this summer. Can play anywhere in the central midfield and has done. Got injured for 5 months and came back after 2 as well. And bearing in mind he's 32 years old, that was just heroic. He's had a very, very good season. From then on, the ratings drop a little bit. Paul Taylor did well when he played. The peg did okay, but lost his place fairly early on to Remy Street and George Ray, who their average ratings are slightly lower, but they still had very good seasons. They're both League One defenders. Marlon Pack, a little disappointed with his average rating, but he doesn't tell the whole story. He just keeps the whole team ticking over. And I would arguably say he's the best player at the club. Jonathan Clark-Harris came in, scored a lot of goals. His average rating is lower than expected. He really does just score a lot of goals. And 14 in 38 isn't really that much, I guess. But it was significant for us and made a big difference. If we actually sort this by goals scored now, you'll see Clark-Harris was just the top scorer. Stacey, in fact, let's bring on the players who are currently unavailable, because that will show us Jonathan Abika as well. There he is, who ended up scoring quite a few goals. So Clark-Harris on 14, Stacey on 13. If we can't get either of them back next season, we're going to struggle for goals. So we need to be signing some attacking players over the summer. Lee Novak with 10, pretty much all from out wide. Far more than he scored last season when he played as our main centre forward. So clearly he wants to be a wide player. And then Jonathan Abika, 9 goals in 15 starts, again all coming from out wide. It wasn't until we moved him out onto the wing that he started turning into a half-decent footballer. And then lots of goals shared around the rest of the team, which is always good to see. Slight worry in that the finances, which were always the big good thing about Exeter, are a complete mess. I'm not quite sure how I've messed them up. I think it's because in that first season I signed lots of players on payments spread over 48 months. And now it's coming back to haunt me. If you look at our projection, it's not good. So I may have broken Exeter. Hopefully we'll get a little bit more money from getting promoted. And the increased attendances, increased sponsorship, all that stuff might fill that gap. Otherwise, we're probably going to have to sell a player over the summer just to not get ourselves into a serious financial mess. Let's see what the board think of me as well. So the board, where does board confidence live on this? There we go. So suddenly I've gone from stable to very secure. They're very happy with the season. Have they offered me a new contract anywhere in all of this? No, they haven't. So I'm probably leaving anyway. So I'll start applying for some more jobs as well. So tomorrow's episode will either be the tale of pre-season and signing players and getting ready for League One with Exeter if they do offer me a new contract. Otherwise, it'll be introducing the start of a new story at a new football club, hopefully in the Championship, because I don't know why I'd leave a League One club for another League One club, unless they were massive. Anyway, that has been a monster episode. Hopefully it wasn't too long for you. Let me know what you thought of it in the comments. If you've enjoyed the episode, make sure you put a like on there for me. Subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on the exciting start of Season 6. If you're watching this on the day it comes out, Happy New Year as well. And thanks very much for watching.